and it was the 13th that I went live. So it's been a minute, but sometimes you need to take a break, you know. And that's what I did. I still put up videos. Hopefully y'all been watching them, because I don't want people hitting me up asking me to do video topics that I've already done. Okay, none of you should ever have to do that ever. Okay. So yeah, I've been focusing more on that aspect. Also, as a matter of fact, I need all of you to do something before I get into the particular topic. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to my other channel, Basic Social Politics. Make sure y'all go and do that. Okay? And if you hear the clicking from this mouse, my bad, man. The other mouse I had, brand new mouse. I don't know if it was just, I don't know what, but just isn't working fast enough for me. So I had to go and use my other mouse. So you're going to hear some heavy clicking, okay? After this show, I'm going to switch them up again. But for this show, you're going to hear it in the mic. Hopefully you don't hear it too much, okay? Because once I'm done taking phone calls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some news topics towards the tail end of the live stream, okay? That I found to be really interesting. You know, I'm live, so why not record them, you know? But make sure that y'all like the stream. Salute to everybody that's here. I know y'all been wondering where I've been, and that's what I've been doing. I've just been taking some time off from doing these live streams and putting some focus into the videos. Okay? Shout out to everybody that's here, the moderators, the members. Let's see who's here. William Grayson, Kayla, Keith, Vern 85, Shy, True, ATLN Cam, Elbert Charm, Millions, Chris G, see Gemini, Daryl, Goldman, J Wolf, Poetic Kills, Brittany, Butler's up, Dion, see Mellow Bird, Gerald, Black Rain, D-Show. Yeah, it's been a while. Let's see. Nick the Magnificent, DT Artman was good. Johnny. Yeah, you know what, Mellow Bird? I think you might be onto something, because I know that there are guys who can't see through it, especially if the woman is attractive. Like, I've seen how dudes react when they see, you know, attractive women in my chat room. They don't even know if that's, you know, truly that person in the photo, but they go crazy. And I'm going to address that too, because, you know, I've been sitting back and, you know, people tell me things and I may view things, but I really wanted to get to some of the things that I've been looking at, not only recently, but for years now. Y'all know I used to do content mainly geared towards, you know, men going their own way, right? And I sort of retired, hung the jersey up early 2017. This was before the adpocalypse, okay? I'd already started to go into a different direction. But to see what has happened as far as the red pill ideology and how there are people who are coming into these particular groupings and they're trying to slander men going their own way. They're trying to slander the red pill. It just shows you that you have a growing group of people who want to keep the status quo. They don't want to see dissenting opinions. They don't want to see men living their lives a certain way, because you have men who are used to living their life a certain way, and they just can't fathom a man just living a certain way, right? They just can't fathom. What's up, Trill TV? They just can't fathom men just deciding to have a different ideology. That's something that they're not used to. They're used to men bending the knee. They're used to men chasing after women, chasing after any woman. And they're not used to men just taking their life into their own hands. Now, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. There are things that I've done. There are things I continue to not be, my best at, but I work on those things. I'm a very flawed person, but I want to live my life the way that I want to live it. You have women who are coming into these groupings and they're trying to be a part of it. Reasons I don't know why. I find it very weird how you have women who so desperately want to be a part of these conversations. Why? Why would you want to be around a group of men who don't want you there, right? And then you have these other males who are fighting against those men. And quietly, those same women who are in those particular male groupings are rooting against them because they want that other guy to continue to push his purple pill ideology, well, mostly blue pill, towards those men, converting those men, making those men see the error of their ways. Even though before these men discovered that they were red pilled or that they wanted to go their own way, they were extremely unhappy. They were unhappy by how their lives were going and the trajectory of it, and they were unhappy about the type of relationships and the type of environment they were in, whether it be a work environment, it could be a family environment. Economically, they just weren't in the right situation. And to see that you have men who are trying to, and I'm just saying, it's like, you got women who, they go to these channels, man, all in the chat rooms, all in the comment sections. They want to be seen. They want that attention. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, they want that attention first. Then they want to have those conversations. Second, me being here as long as I have, I know that to be a fact.
Finally caught a live stream on my day off.
Appreciate that, Vern. Yeah, man. I'm back. But doing this as long as I've done it. I told you I hung up my Men Going Your Own Way jersey a couple years back, and I started to do my own thing. But some of the stuff I've been seeing has made me want to put that jersey back on, come out of retirement, man. Because I've been enjoying retirement, just doing my own thing. But I may have to, and just devote. Because I was going to do this once, but I didn't do it because I just didn't have the time and the energy. Energy wasn't in the right space to do it, But I may have to because, there are people that they ain't, it just make me want to put that jersey on, lace up them sneakers, But to the females who want to be a part of these spaces, man, understand something. You're going to get criticisms because no one wants you there in those groupings, right? Whether they're talking about women or not. You got women that talk about men all the time. I don't understand why men want to be on those particular, spaces. Like, why? But there are guys that need that validation. They think that they're different. Bro, you ain't different. You're just a guy who's willing to bend the knee in order to appease the women that you're around. I see you, Yee. Shout out to the people that donate and support. I do appreciate that, It makes me go hard as far as this content, makes me want to do live shows, Hey, Loving Homes, I see you. I see you too, Ocean. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. We're going to talk about, and this leading into the topic of these fake feminine women. We're going to get into it. Now, y'all know that I've been producing content for a while now. And only recently have I seen a growth in women talking about femininity, in women talking about wanting to be more feminine for the men that they want. I want y'all to understand, women know what femininity is, okay? They've always known what femininity was. It's not a new word, Okay. Women have always known throughout history that in order to get the men that you want, you have to be more feminine. You have to be in touch with your feminine side. But only after the advent of feminism did women reject those ideals. Because in their mind, they just need an education, a good job, and they're going to appeal to men that way. They believe that. There are women who believe that. But we're seeing a resurgence in femininity. Okay. And you're only seeing this resurgence, I believe, due to the fact that you have women who have been single for quite some time and they don't really understand why. They don't really understand why. And now they're understanding that men, that especially the men that they want, those men want feminine women. They don't want masculine women. Okay. They don't. When you see women shame other women for being naturally feminine, it's because they don't know how to be feminine. But I guarantee you, they're somewhere trying to figure out how to be feminine. They're taking these goofy online courses. They're listening to these females teach them how to be more feminine women. I guarantee you they're doing this, even though they are shaming other women, calling other women pick-me's. Even though they would want to be picked. They don't want to chase. Well, they do chase, but they would want to be picked, right? But they can't compete with those women. They can't compete with the naturally feminine women. Men can sense real femininity. Okay. Just like a woman claims that she can, that she knows what a real masculine man is, right? She can sense masculinity in a man. She can sense when a man isn't masculine. Well, there are men who can sense when a woman is not feminine. Okay. Like if you walking up and you dapping me up, talking about what's up, you're not feminine. Okay? When you're cursing like a sailor, trying to be one of the boys, you're not feminine. Okay? Now, because of this resurgence, you're seeing women teaching these other women how to be feminine, which is fine. They can do whatever they want to do. But you can't really teach it. It has to be something that you embrace. And if you're not naturally embracing that femininity, you're going to get lost, okay, in the shuffle. I don't care how attractive you are. A man is going to be able to finesse some box out of you and then leave you. And that's why you have a lot of bitter women out here talking about how they're leveling up is because they've been getting finessed out of their box for a long time and they're tired of it, So they want to learn how to be feminine in order to get the men that they want and that's going to stay with them. It's not so much about getting a rich man. It's about getting a man that actually wants to stay. A man with some status that they can, show off to their friends or even social media. Because y'all know there are women who hide their boyfriends. They hide their boyfriends. They hide their husbands. Who y'all think is taking a picture? You know why? Because you have women that like to keep their options open. They like to keep their options open, man. Now, feminism and its effects. Feminism has deeply affected the women of today. And you can tell because you have women shaming other women for being feminine, calling them pick-me's, saying that they're weak, they're not strong enough. That's that feminism. And let me tell you, women, you alpha female something. It's going to keep you single. It's going to keep you getting your box finessed out of you by dudes with very good mouthpieces. Because I don't care how smart you think you are, there's always going to be a dude who can read you. Okay? There's always going to be a dude that can read you. And he's going to leave you single just like all the other men have. And feminism plays a part into that because you have women who are working day in and day out. They're also going to school, but then they're dating men who literally have nothing to offer. And they're doing this over and over and over. They're doing this to the point to where they are so stressed and frustrated, right? That they start to lose their mind slowly because they feel stuck because they don't want to be single. They're destigmatized. Okay, they're digmatized, and they just don't want that relationship to be a failure. That's the underrated part about this. You got women that will date a certain type of guy, right? And they don't want to stop that relationship because they don't want their friends and family to say, you know what, I told you so. That's the one thing they don't want. So they will stay with a guy who is clearly not a good match for them. And he knows this because she doesn't want to be perceived as a failure. You know, she feels like she's in a competition to prove something. All you're going to prove is that you're bad at choosing men and you wasted a long time. You know, you wasted a long time of your life trying to convince this guy, and not just this guy, but to convince everybody around you that you chose the right person. You think you're going to build him into the man you want him to be. I'm sorry to tell you that's never going to happen. You can't build them, especially if, what I want to know is this, and shout out to Mellow Bird.
Alpha females are the man in relationships she get.
Yeah, she wears the pants. She's in control of everything. And what I would want to know is this. How can you have relations with a guy that is clearly the more feminine one in a relationship? How can you have relations with that guy? But there are a lot of women who do. They will be sleeping with men that they're taking care of. But you want an alpha male. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think their definition of an alpha male is a lot different than what we think it is. I'm trying to tell y'all. I think to a lot of women out here, unfortunately, they believe that an alpha male is a man who gets a lot of women, period. You know, or he can dress, or he has some swagger. It ain't about his money. Look at the situation with the CJ King guy. Look at all the criticisms he's getting. And he's a guy who is showing himself to be confident, intelligent, driven. But you have a lot of women criticizing him. Excuse me, you have a lot of black women that are criticizing him. Why do you think that is? Because their definition of an alpha male is different than what we believe it to be. I think women like confident men they can control. Because that's how they grew up. They grew up in an environment where their mothers or aunts, they were with men they took care of, who lived off of them because they wanted to control the situation. And if you're too busy trying to compete with the same men in your community, how are you going to want to be in a relationship with them anyway? Make sure y'all like the stream. I think there are a lot of women who at the end of their rope, man. I think it might be best a lot of these chicks just, casually date and don't get into any serious relationships because they're unwilling to unleash the femininity in them. They're too busy trying to compete with men instead of trying to be feminine. There's nothing wrong with a woman working and taking care of herself. But if you're working to take care of yourself, a grown man, and your kids, that is going to be a problem. It's going to mentally affect you. You have women who are losing their minds right now. They're losing their minds because they thought that what a woman was supposed to be that's not her natural placement in society. And they're not coping with it very well. And we see that now. Now, again, it's open for interpretation. You can do whatever it is you want to do, but you have to understand at the end of the day that there are men who are going to see through this fake femininity. They're going to see right through it, especially if they're used to dating a certain type of woman. Okay, a woman who is feminine and submissive. But a lot of women saying, well, I'm not submitting to no man. Okay, you don't have to submit, but you need to show respect. A lot of you can't even do that. You so busy trying to tell him how to run the household when you're not even nowhere near the best decision maker in that situation. He is, you're not. You want to take over. You think you're smarter than him, but you're not. You continue to prove that you're too busy trying to compete with him instead of trying to work together with him. And when you are competing with the guy that you're in a relationship with, it's not going to work out. It's going to fail. And then you're going to be back on social media putting up memes talking about the type of men you want and what you're going to do for him. Well, first off, you need to change your mindset first. Stop competing with the men you date, okay? Especially the men who work, the men who are self-sufficient. Stop competing with them dudes, because that's just going to show your mentality and where you're at. Either you choose a man who is intelligent and who has a good vision and understands things and is a logical thinker, or you can continue to make the decisions on your own. Because any man you choose is not going to be able to do that. He's going to acquiesce to you because he doesn't care. He's a rolling stone. So he gains nothing for helping you succeed at anything. And you need to understand that. But you got women who don't understand that because they've bought into feminism. Then you got the single mothers out here. Oh, let me get to dateability real quick. If you don't understand the way that times are, if you don't understand that we are in a different day and age and that men aren't going to put up with your BS, especially the men that you want, you're going to find yourself, single with not a lot of good dateable options. You're not going to have a lot of dateable options. Also, with single mothers in the black community, man, you got a lot of single mothers out here, and a lot of them think they still have value, high value in the dating market. I'm sorry to tell you, you don't have any high value in the dating market. Unless, now you have the situations where you have women who are single mothers to like maybe one kid, who are divorced, or a widow who is still attractive. There's still going to be men of money and resources who are going to date them because they probably have kids. So they're basically joining families together, which is fine. But as far as eligible bachelor men with no kids, a lot of you women are out of luck. When you out here with multiple babies' fathers, you've been playing around. You thought it was a game. You think you got time. You think that because you look good that you're still going to get the men you want. You're going to get to sleep with the men you want. But as far as it going long term, it's not going to go long term. And you can be upset all you want to, but that is the truth. That's why a lot of you single mothers are single. And you can get mad about that, or you can do something about that and just decide, do what Sierra did. Sierra said, you know what? I'm not screwing up no more. I'm going to find somebody who is stable, who is self-sufficient, who is intelligent, and I'm going to get with that person. I'm going to stay with that person. I'm going to marry that person. But a lot of other women don't follow that blueprint because they're too busy trying to still be in their thought phase. And because they're still in that thought phase, they don't understand that time is going to run out. And if you don't have any accountability for the decisions that you make, you're going to be very bitter. You're going to be very lonely. You're going to be very single out here in this dating market. Okay? That's where you're going to be at. You're not going to be very happy, and you have nobody but yourself to blame. You're going to be on Instagram at 40 or 50 still trying to thirst trap, because that's pretty much the way your dating life is going to be from here on out. You can do whatever you want to do, but don't get on social media talking about how, men aren't up to your standard and things of that nature when you don't have a high enough standard for yourself. We really have to look at those particular things that are going on here. But shout out to everybody that's here. Yeah, make sure y'all like the stream. I wasn't looking at the chat just now. Yeah, you got women. You got women who are grandmothers thirst trapping on Instagram, man. But don't understand it's gonna be a bunch of young dudes who are boosting you up. The old heads are not fucking with you. The older guys are not fucking with you. They looking at the young women. They're not paying you no attention. And you in your mid to late 40s, early 50s thirst trapping. You thirst trapping out here, and you surprised that dudes just want to smash. Yeah. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Did you magically think that these guys were gonna take you seriously all of a sudden and want to be your husband and wife you up? Don't think so. You had your chance. Now it's other women's opportunities to be able to get the men that you overlooked for so long, because you thought it was a game. You thought you had time. You relied too heavy on your looks, and you're going to end up being single. What I want to know is this. They say women mature faster than men, right? If you are a woman and you're supposedly maturing faster than men, why does it take you to get to 40 to realize you want to settle down, that you're tired of quote unquote playing games? Why are you waiting until 40? Why did it take you that long? If you mature faster than men, why does it take that long? Why does it take that long? Why does it take you that long to figure out where you want to go? What type of men you want? Is it because you see what social media has become? You got a lot of men who can't control their thirst. So they're going to be ready and willing to make you feel good again, make you feel young again. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. I just want to know, because like I said, we're always told, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard this, how women mature faster than we do. Right? But they get to 40, 45, they still single. Or they done been through all these relationships and got all these excuses. You know what I'm saying? But we as men, our value do go up as we get older, but that's only if we become more and more, greater value financially or socially. But yeah, social media has given people an outlet to be such attention seekers. It's ridiculous. But shout out to everybody that's here. All right. I'm going to take a few phone calls real quick. And then I'm going to get into some of these news topics. But I want to give you an opportunity to call in. Let's see. I hope everybody's getting the notifications. Because I may not be keeping these streams up like that. I'm really just thinking about putting up the stream clips and then taking the streams down. And just putting up clips from the streams. Hold on, let me make sure this is on. Make sure this is on. Cause I ain't took no phone call since the 13th. The 13th. How long ago was that? It's a while ago. Some days. Yeah, but shout out to the women that are leveling up naturally. Yeah, I know. I usually see you show up, Abby. But there's probably other people that they don't show up, but they want you to keep the stream up. It's like, okay, whatever. Take a few phone calls. I just want to know if y'all seeing the same things I'm seeing. I want to know if I'm not the only one who sees these things going on, All right. But I just want to like, can you actually level up? Can you actually level up? Is there a certain thing as leveling up? Because I know that we all can make choices in our lives that can benefit us and things of that nature. But you have to want to level up. There's leveling up and then there's wanting to level up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's here. Hold on. Let me see if people calling in. I'm not seeing. Because if I'm not going to get too many calls, I'm going to go into the news topics. How many of y'all want me to go into these news topics? I got about 5 topics. I want to talk about let's see, Kobe Bryant's mother selling one of his rings. Meghan Markle, who says that there's a conspiracy against her. There's a woman who says that she makes about $5,000 a month selling photos of her feet. Oh man. Oh my god, man. Yo, Yo, let me go to these. I'm gonna go to the news topics. Let's see. Hold on a second. Told you might hear a lot of clicking in the background. Ignore it. Okay. Hold on. Y'all see it on the screen? All right, let's talk about it. Kobe Bryant's mom sells ring for $206,000. $206,000. But where are those people that were claiming, why they ain't let the family talk at the funeral, man? They did the family so dirty. Let's get into this article from TMZ real quick. The 14-karat gold and diamond ring Kobe Bryant gifted his mom 20 years ago has just sold, and it brought in more than $206,000. As we previously reported, Kobe bought 2 identical blinged out rings for his parents to commemorate his first NBA championship with the Lakers following the 99-2000 season. Kobe's mom, Pamela, famously tried to sell the rings along with a bunch of other Kobe memorabilia back in the day, and Kobe used to try and stop the sale. Kobe ultimately agreed to allow his parents to sell 6 items, including rings, and in 2013 they sold to a private collector who was a big Lakers fan for $280,000. And the ring Kobe gave his father, Joe, is expected to hit the auction block soon, and it could fetch even more than Pam's ring. As for the identity of the new buyer, it has not been disclosed and may never be. I guess this might be some of the memorabilia. Listen, I understand they didn't get along. I'm not talking about it from Kobe's wife. I'm not including her in this. I'm talking about the people, not the fans, but the people on the outside that were upset at the I don't know if it was Kobe's wife or ESPN didn't allow them to talk. But y'all got to understand there was a lot going on that we don't know about. Now, maybe if a book is written, we may know what's going on, but there's something going on here. But I want y'all to understand something. Have you heard of any other pro athlete whose parents are selling off their stuff or has tried to sell off their stuff? Have y'all heard it before anywhere else? I haven't. When I hear about parents auctioning off and selling the stuff of an athlete, I've only heard it for the most part with Kobe and his family. Like, are you that financially bad? That's what I want to know. Like, you know how hard it would be for me to sell off my son's stuff after he just passed? That's crazy, man. This is something I don't think I could do. Maybe y'all could, but I couldn't bring myself to selling off one of my kids' stuff. I mean, that's the last resort. That's the last resort, man. Some of y'all may be like, forget that, I'm gonna sell it all off. Okay. But I'm just saying, for me, it'll be difficult for me to do that. One, because it's not my stuff. And two, Kobe didn't want them to sell it. And that has to be your lasting memory, that your son's like, yo, why are you selling this stuff? But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I don't know, man. But again, like I said, man, everybody's different. I'm not telling y'all what y'all should do in your lives, but that's just not something I would do. I mean, I'm not trying to get out here and do that. But I guess that's what they want to do. Okay, let me get to this. Let me see. Is this the Meghan Markle one? Yes, Meghan Markle. There's a conspiracy against me. Meghan Markle says there's a conspiracy to get her. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Oh wow. She says, Meghan Markle says there's a conspiracy to get her. They're out to get her, fam. She said they out to get her, man. Let's see what this article is about. This is from page 6. It says Meghan Markle believed there was a conspiracy hatched against her by royals once she moved into Kensington Palace during her courtship with Prince Harry. Markle, who's 38, began to fear the palace courtiers were out to harm her reputation due to her American style of management. Once the couple moved into Frogmore Cottage, she was convinced there was a conspiracy against her, and so she basically put herself in self-isolation when they moved to Frogmore. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I think she felt like an outsider from the start. This wasn't the life she was used to, and she wanted out. Oh, my goodness. So let me get this straight, okay? So you started dating the prince of this country. You dated him, you engaged to him, married to him, and you didn't think that there would be a circus. You weren't just marrying a private citizen. You were marrying the prince of an actual kingdom. And when you realize it wasn't what you thought it would be, you want it out. And unfortunately, Prince Harry does not seem to have any willpower of his own. He does not seem to, in that situation, care, so to speak, about being home. He wants to be where she is. You know, she has a hold over this guy that I don't think most of us have ever seen. Well, yes, we have, you know. Let's see. She also began to feel isolated and missed her mom and friends in LA. One friend told the Sunday Times that Meghan's financial independence was a driving force behind her and Harry's decision to leave the royals and flee the UK for sunny California. That's because she never wanted to be in California. She never wanted to be in California. She never wanted to be in the UK. She always wanted to be in California. She always wanted to be in LA. She missed being an actress. She missed being a celebrity, a star who could go to parties, who can go out and vacation and be with her friends. That's the life she wanted. She just wanted Prince Harry. She just wanted him. He's a trophy to her. Prince Harry is basically a trophy to her. That's all he is to her, as a trophy. And she got her trophy. Now she don't want to be, a actual royal. She got bored. Meghan Markle got bored. Let's be real. She got bored. Her and Harry are staying at Tyler Perry's mansion, or one of his mansions, right? She wants to be she wants to be an actress again. She missed that. There is even a situation where there was a photo of Harry talking to the head of Disney about her getting a movie role. Some people thought, I think it's real. I think Meghan wants to be a movie actress, because y'all gotta understand, she was on the small screen. She was doing TV mostly. But I think she wants to be a big deal. She is a social climber. She is very good at social climbing. And Harry is a part of that. Harry wants to make her happy, man. It's unfortunate for the guy. The guy obviously is not very strong. And he doesn't want to be looked upon as a failure, because he himself is seen himself as an anti-royal. He's always tried to be, his own man. But are you your own man when your wife is controlling the situation? One of the things Meghan struggled with was not earning an income, said a friend. She has always worked, and I think she felt unfulfilled. Oh, you think? I think she was unfulfilled because she wanted to do what she wanted to do. Sitting in a palace all day is very boring to her. Having financial freedom was a big part of them wanting to leave. No, she wanted to leave and he went with her. Despite reports that Harry, 35, was struggling in LA, the couple developed a friendship with Adele, and the Duke of Sussex has befriended the Silicon Valley crowd, and even Leonardo DiCaprio, who he met at last year's Google camp, reports the Sunday Times. Well, this is the life she chose. This is what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a royal. She wanted to know what that was like. And now she knows what that's like, and she don't like it. That's what it seems like to me, And unfortunately for Harry, this is the woman that he chose to get with. This is the woman he chose to marry, to give himself to, and now he's stuck with her. And he's in LA. He's not comfortable there. He's never really been he's not an LA guy, but he's doing that to help her out, to make her happy. And now she's talking about there's a conspiracy. Really, when you had this big royal wedding, was it a conspiracy then? She got the wedding that she always wanted, and she got bored. That's what happens. Why do you think there are women who are so quick to divorce the guy that they just married? They so quick to get out of that marriage because all the fun is gone. The courting, the engagement, the wedding preparations, the bachelorette party, then the actual wedding, then the honeymoon, and then the realization that you're married to this person. And there's actual structure in that marriage. And now you want out. You want out of that structure that you apparently worked so hard to obtain. But now you want out of it because you're bored. And this is the type of woman that he married. That's why, fellas, you definitely need to be careful of the type of women you get with, because unfortunately, it's never enough. What you do will never be enough. I wouldn't say in all cases, but in most cases, what you do won't be enough. Shout out to everybody that's here, man. Just seeing that was just like, hold up. I got the next story I think that y'all are gonna laugh at. I'm about to show y'all this article about this female who earns £5,000 per month selling feet pics. I make £5,000 a month with feet pics. These are the weirdest requests. Let's see. Let's go down here. A medical student who makes £5,000 a month is selling photos of her feet online, says she devotes 6 to 10 hours a day making them look aesthetically pleasing. Using the work name Sweet Arches, the 28-year-old is funding her studies with her unusual side job, but warns it's far from an easy way to make a quick buck. If you have to work to make your feet look good, because there are some women out here who have naturally beautiful feet, but if you have to make your feet beautiful, are you trying just a little bit too hard? Because I'm pretty sure there are women out here who can tell you that they have had guys ask them for pictures of their feet, who could probably make money themselves off their feet. Admitting to having, using the work names, I read through that. Admitting to having a foot fetish herself, Sweet gets up to 100 messages a day with unusual photo requests. She said, people like the soles of the feet, some like the toes, some like them in different positions. People like to watch me crush things like raspberries, grapes, or cakes with my toes. I eventually had someone ask me to squash ants. But that's a no-no for me. Anything that's living, I won't do that. Well, I mean, if a guy paid you enough, you probably would. Let's just be real about that. Strange request was someone asked me to run him over in my car. Wow. To run him over in my car. Really? Jeez. Working in a hospital, I thought that would be quite counterproductive. Some fans like self-foot worship, where I play with my feet on camera. Others ask me, okay. One client asked for a pair of my boots. A lot of people with foot fetishes like the stinky smell. It is super hard for me to get my feet to stink. The client was still happy though, even though they smelled like coconut foot mask. Oh man. Yeah, man. I think we talked about this in a previous live stream, man. We talked about these guys with these fetishes, man. We talked about this, man. We talked about this, and I'm telling you right now, this is why OnlyFans is seeing a growth in their subscriptions. It ain't the people applying for accounts to put content up. It is the amount of people, mostly males, who are signing up to these pages because they want to fund these women lifestyles, you know? And she's making $5,000 a month doing this. So what does that tell you about a lot of guys in our society? I mean, couldn't you get a girlfriend and just admire her feet? You got to go and pay a girl to admire her feet? That is crazy, but everybody has a fetish, I guess, you know? Everybody has a fetish. And these guys are paying her $5,000 a month just for feet. Imagine if she was doing other things, what she'd be getting paid. She might be getting paid double if she was doing other stuff. But yeah, man, women know how to monetize themselves. That's why I say no woman should ever be broke. I'm sorry. There's ways of monetizing yourself. There are a lot of different ways of monetizing yourself. And one of the major ways to monetize yourself is to do, I guess, what this female is doing. Selling feet pics. And you don't even have to show your face. You don't even have to show your face. You can just put them pics up and you have all them dudes thirsty. Willing to buy in bulk. Okay? Even items too. Oh my goodness, man. Oh man, you got some guys that are on the weird spectrum, but I don't think they care, man. Some of these guys don't care, man. They like what they like. They'll tell themselves they like what they like. Okay, you like what you like, broski. Do you? Oh, you. Oh, you. Let's see what else I have here. I got a bunch of links up here. Oh man, I'm looking at this pool party. Hold on, let me put this up. Let me put this up real quick. I'm looking at this pool party, right? Hold up. I'm seeing a lot of pool parties. Hey, shout out, not shout out, but hey, tell me in the chat room, have you been going to any parties? Have anybody been at any parties? Man, this shit is packed. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this real quick. Yo, look at that, man. They say F social distancing. I think this is in Missouri. Look at these pictures. Look at this picture, man. Look at all those people. Do you think they care about stay at home or shelter in place? Let me turn this down. Do you think they care about a sheltering in place? Look at that. They say F social distancing. This is what people think. They've been sitting in the house for what since March? And it's summertime. I told y'all, when it gets around summertime, this is what you're going to see. People are going to say, F this social distancing. We ready to go and live our regular lives. It's summertime. We ready to get into these pools. We ready to have, get into the sun. You see a lot of people on beaches. This is what you're going to see. And I told y'all this. Honestly, I think that people should be able to go back to doing the things they want to do in a safe manner, which is fine. But you're going to see more of this. I mean, this is May. Imagine what June going to look like. Imagine what July going to look like. You're going to see people, especially in my state, because I know they about to open the beaches completely up if they're not having already. Only reason why I didn't go is because of all the social distance guidelines bullshit. This is what you're gonna see more of. They had Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was at a party. No masks. A lot of Caucasians. There's a lot of Caucasians there, man. There's an old guy right there at the bar, sonny. Yeah, man, people say F this. They all in the pool. Dude told he went to a mansion party. They all in the pools. They say F a quarantine. I'm telling you right now, man, people want to be out. People want to be outside, man. Y'all ain't gonna be able to stop them people from going outside, man. You can try, but I don't see any way that you're gonna stop those people from doing what they want to do. See that brother in there? They probably got some black people there. It's in Missouri. I'm pretty sure they do, but like I said, there's a lot of Caucasians there. And they all in the pool. They say, you know what, we looking at these stats, man. Man, come on, man. I'm ready to go to the beach. I want to go to the pool. I'm ready to get drunk. Open them bars up. They like, forget that, man. I saw somebody sent me a video of a bunch of black people, like they were at a party. It was a big old block party. And I think the police showed up to shut it down. But you're going to start to see that, more of that. You're going to start to see, okay, more people doing that. Because I've already seen videos of people on the beaches, people going in at bars. That's what you're going to see, man. The block party was in Florida. Lena M says, there's a block party outside my window. Really, Lena? And Lena, can you get some photos? You definitely got to take photos of that, man. Are the people wearing masks, Selena? Are they wearing masks? Shit. Are they wearing masks? Or are they just out here just doing whatever? It was partying over in my neighborhood like 2 nights ago. All right, Lena. Yeah, I definitely need to see that. I want to see. Oh, you say no masks? And True said it was partying over his neighborhood 2 nights ago. Grinding and passing spliffs. Yeah, Abby, that's what I'm doing. I'm asking for receipts. I need some receipts, man. I got to see these parties, man. That's why I showed y'all the TMZ one just now. That's why I showed y'all the TMZ one. With this. These people refusing to stay home, man. They say they've been at home long enough. Look at them. Look at that. Whoo. Look at the... They were saying how a lot of us are going to get sick. And look at all those people. Look at all those people, man. Look at all those people. Look, this is a close-up. For Memorial Day. They say we going to have fun on this Memorial Day. And there are older people out there too. Not a lot of them, but it's this guy here. And man, it's like ain't nothing happened. It's almost like we ain't been quarantined since what, March? What it was on him? Okay, Lena. Send it to the, let's see. Let's see. Hold on a second, people. I'm just typing some stuff in real quick. All right. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Shout out to Shy. Yeah, send it to the email, Lena.
Social distancing was a joke. San Francisco busy.
Yeah, appreciate that, Shy. Yeah, they not social distancing much. And I think I told y'all this on one of my earlier streams, man. I told you people ain't they not really caring about social distancing like that. I'm on two different computers right now. So bear with me real quick. Okay. Yeah, if y'all got some pictures or photos of people not social distancing, I would like to see them because it just shows me that people are seeing some different shit than what other people are saying. Honestly, though, I think that the earlier predictions were terribly wrong. I think there are people who are getting infected, but the number of deaths were exaggerated. I'm not saying that there aren't people that aren't going to lose their life, but there are older people. They're not young people. They're not active, vibrant people. And that's why you see people on these beaches. Okay? You see people on those beaches because they're looking at like, ain't nobody my age getting this. I see you, Chana. Even the captain was out there.
Half of y'all celebrities not social distancing, tears of joy.
Exactly, Shy. They not. They're going to parties and, that's how, what's his name? That's how the football player for the Giants got in trouble because he was at a goddamn party and something happened that he claims that he didn't do. But you're at a party. You're at a party. Why I took my kids because I know fuckery around. Yeah, man, you're gonna see all those people out and about, not caring. But I think you can't really stop people from doing it. Like if a state has low cases, right? They have low cases, they have low deaths. They're going to open up. They're going to open up those beaches. They're going to open up those bars. They're going to open up those casinos like Vegas is trying to open their casinos. I mean, anybody I think could get the virus, but I think it's more about the infection rate and if people are passing it. Shout out to Real Jason. Meghan Markle has scrawny legs. Yes, he's built a little interestingly built.
Meghan Markle has scrawny legs. Grin.
All right. Now, we originally was talking about, femininity, and I want to get kind of back to that because I think Meghan Markle plays a role into that. Yeah. He's that want my first tattoo. I may get me some tattoos soon. I don't know yet. Yeah, but I just don't think it's as bad as people are making out to be. I'm sorry. I mean, we still got plenty of other diseases that we have not gotten any cures for whatsoever. Do y'all not understand we don't have a cure for anything, but we deal with everything, and we have for a long time? The only difference with this virus is that we've never dealt with it before. But that doesn't mean that we still don't have other things that we are currently dealing with. I mean, you have a lot of these diseases that people are carrying right now. I mean, they're walking around wearing masks, but they have all types of diseases. That's what you have going on out here. They're not quarantining themselves from the people that they sleep with. Oh, they still have an unprotected relations with them. But when it comes to this VCV, oh, they got the mask on all day. And that's one of the major things I'm talking about. We really don't have a cure for anything, but we still deal with it. Yeah, like we got all these diseases. We don't have a cure for anything. They just tell you to here, take this vaccine. But the vaccine, you know what? I'm not going to get into that. But I just don't think we don't have a cure for anything. It's 2020 and we still don't have a cure for anything. So I think that there are people looking at this and saying, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? You know? We deal with all types of ailments every single day when we leave the house. The only thing this virus truly did. Okay, Abby just sent me something. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on my screen. I gotta send it from one computer to the next. Hold on. Send me a screenshot. Mostly white COVIDiots at Trinity Bellwood Park think the rules don't apply to them. So we know what side of the spectrum they lean on. Right, Lena. Africa said, F this virus. They said, screw it. My uncle's 67 with COVID and he lived. Oh, really, Sonny? Hold on, let me put this on screen real quick. Taking up the whole screen, nothing but the screen. The whole screen, nothing but the screen. Hold up. Let's see if I can. What side of the political spectrum y'all think the person who wrote this is? Man, they just out there at the park in numbers, huh? That's what you call zero fucks given. That's what you call zero fucks is given to this situation. But what side of the political spectrum y'all think that person is on? Let me tell y'all something, man. If you're eating fast food, if you're still going to public places, you may be getting this COVID. You may get this COVID. Lockdown is over in Africa. My dad's wife had COVID and she's fine. Right, man, because people may end up losing their life, but you got to understand, we got so much toxic, there's so much the air has gotten toxic, especially if you live in a big city. If you live in a New York or a Los Angeles or a Chicago, a big metropolitan city, the immune system is going to take some blows, man. It just is. It's different than when you living in the country or more rural areas. You're going to have a stronger immune system, but you're around a bunch of toxic air, infrastructure, you know what I'm saying, where you can't breathe, Yeah, man, if people handling your fast food or, let's say somebody's bagging your groceries, they're handling your money. You got somebody that's handling your money. You may be getting the COVID. You may be getting it. But have you built up an immunity to it? That's the question. Because when I drive around, man, I still see a lot of people eating fast food, man. Like Friday, man, I saw lines of different places packed with cars. Chick-fil-A been packed since the start of the lockdown, man. And they've been packed. They've been more packed recently. I'm seeing cars parked around. You know, they stay packed. I'm pretty sure some of these other places are too. But that's just what I see. So we still got people interacting with other people, even though you're not in a pool with somebody, even though you're not at the same beach or you're not at a game, like a basketball game or a football game, but you're still getting in contact with people in many different ways. Many different ways. Yeah, McDonald's is always packed. We got about 15, 20 of them, and they stay packed. Yep, Chick-fil-A, stay packed. Popeyes, yep. The people who've been winning the most is these grocery stores. You got the Walmarts of the world, the Walgreens. Walgreens has been packed. Y'all don't understand Walgreens. I've since the lockdown, I've seen Walgreens packed more than I've ever seen it. I ain't never seen Walgreens have the amount of people there that I have seen over the past month or so. No, but yeah, Walmart has been banking. Amazon has definitely been banking. These restaurants, they've definitely been banking. There's a lot of people making money out here, man, because of this. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is always going to be packed. Yeah, it is. And what's crazy is that, like in my city, got a couple different Walmarts, but there's a Chick-fil-A right in front of the Walmart. So you got all that extra traffic. When you got the Chick-fil-A there and you got the Walmart behind it. So that place stayed cars in and out, in and out. It's tough when you're trying to drive through there. Yeah, but Amazon, we are busy and hiring so many people. I'm sure they are, man, because they've definitely been busy. I'm pretty sure their orders have went up 50, 60%. Oh, here it is. This is Floyd Mayweather at the club right here. I guess the post was taken down. But this was a picture of him at the club. This is a nightclub in Arizona because Arizona has been opening up, right? Arizona has been opening up. And that's Floyd Mayweather at the club right there. Floyd Mayweather, his packed nightclub in AZ. No masks. Y'all think Floyd Mayweather gives a shit? This guy bought Gucci. This guy went to the Gucci store when they was trying to boycott Gucci, man. Floyd gonna do whatever he want to do, man. Oh, man. Oh, your son, you live in West Virginia? Okay. Unless he knows something we don't. Mayweather didn't think COVID-19 gave him his first loss, at least judging by the way the boxer was partying on Saturday in Arizona, hitting up the International Boutique nightclub, aka I guess it's called International, in Scottsdale, which was packed with people. You think them nightclubs are gonna make money? I'm telling you right now, those nightclubs are going to make a lot of money. I guarantee you. So I'm telling you, they're gonna make a lot of money. Yo, my Twitter mentions are on fire, man. Shout out to everybody that's I'm looking at my other computer right now. Shout out to everybody that's following me on Twitter, man. My Twitter's blowing up. Goddamn. If you're not on my Twitter, you're tripping. If you think my comment section is crazy, man, you need to get on my Twitter timeline. Make sure y'all check out that Dave Chappelle video. Man, I about roasted. I about had to roast Azealia Banks, man. I had to hold back, man. But I'm gonna do a second video. I already told y'all what the title was gonna be. All right, hold up. Oh, let me see if I got another email. Okay, you sent me a video. Hold up. Floyd is undefeated. What's good, Ricky? Hold on, let me see. Okay, Alina, I got your email. Hold on, I'm on Hold on, I'm gonna show it. I gotta send it to my other computer real quick. Okay, she sent me videos. Okay, let's see. And shout out to Lena M sending me videos real quick. She had to send me videos, man. I gotta check these out. All right, hold on. Let me check my email real quick. Yo, it's mainly a freelance live stream. Oh, hold on. Okay, let me get this on screen. Let me get this up. Hold on. Let me see about. Hold up. Give me a second, guys. I gotta. Where is it at? Let me get these videos real quick. Make sure y'all like the stream too, man. Like the stream. Hold up. Let's see. I don't know how I can get this on the screen. I gotta see if I. Hold on. Let's see. Get this on the screen. Me. Let me show it. I don't know if it's gonna let me show it, but I can give y'all play by play. Let me see. Maybe I can do. Hold up. But I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I see the people out there, motorcycles and shit. I see them out there with their motorcycles and shit. Playing music. Cars parked. People walking around. On bus. Well, they having they having a block party out there. 'Cause I see the motorcycles on the side. Let's see. Yeah, but it wouldn't let me play it. But yeah, I saw it, Lena. It wouldn't let me show it. Yeah, I see it out there. I think that's in New York, right? Lena, that's in New York. Ain't nothing gonna keep y'all down, you know. Shout out to O'Shea. What's good, bro? Salute to O'Shea. But yeah, people having block parties. Yeah, I wanted y'all to send me pictures and photos of what's going on out there.
What's good, Jaye?
Yeah, salute to O'Shea with that. Because the reason why I wanted y'all to send it to me is because it lends credence to what I said, what was it, maybe a week or two ago, about how you're not going to be able to keep people in their house. People going to want to leave. People going to want to leave, you know. And because they don't want to be in the house, you got a lot of people, they're not used to being at home. This is why relationships are failing, people breaking up. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. They don't want to be controlled, you know? They don't want to be cooped up in one place. You gonna send me some vitamins to take? Okay, Lena, send it to me. I'll send you a mailing address, Lena. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to keep people in the house. You're not, man. You know, people like, nah, especially summertime. Now, if it was a wintertime, it may be easier for people to stay in the house because it'll be cold outside. Could be snowing, could be, some places it'd be cold and it'd be raining at the same time. And people just don't want to be outside. But it's summertime, man. People ain't gonna want to be in the house. You know? My neighbor cheating on her husband now. She probably is, man. There's a lot of cheating probably going on, man. Once they can go back to work, oh, man. That work husband, man, he's going to be getting thrown at him because he was getting teased before. But once they get back together at the job, man, she's going to be throwing it at her work husband. That work friend, y'all know the work friend that she constantly be telling you about? Like, oh, he my friend. Guess what my friend did today? The friend that she always telling you about, yeah, that's who she going to be throwing it at. That's who she going to be throwing it at. As soon as they get back at work. 'Cause I think there are people already, I know where I'm at, that are already starting to go back to work. That work husband about to get like an alley-oop. He been trying to smash for the longest, man. He gonna be able to now, man. She gonna be happy to see him. Hey, let's go to my place for lunch, you know? Instead of her saying, no, I'm married, she gonna be like, okay. And he ain't even brought up food. He just say, let's go to my place. I work, you know what I'm saying? My house ain't that far. About 5 minutes away. It ain't gonna take that long. And he ain't even mentioned food. He just mentioned going back to his place. And what you think she gonna say? She been cooped up in the house with a dude she don't even like that, man. All that tension and energy, man. That work boyfriend or work husband, man, he gonna be smashing your wife. That's what about to happen. I went to International. I saw Too Short. That club is kind of ratchet. I could see Floyd being there. If that was one of the only ones open, yeah, he's definitely gonna be there. Probably had the extra security there. Yeah, shout out to the work husbands, man. They about to be fucking some wives, or they probably already are going back to work. Yeah, they do. Yeah, them chicks be having work husbands. Some of y'all be having work wives. Y'all be flirting with all the time. Yeah, but shout out to everybody that's here. I wanted to put the videos on the screen. It wouldn't let me do it. But yeah, I can confirm there's people out there, music playing. They happy to be back outside. I mean, it's summertime, man. Good luck trying to keep them people in the house. You're going to have a full-on revolt. You're not going to be able to keep them people out. You're not going to be able to do it. But first things first. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to Basic Social Politics. And shout out to the people getting stimulus checks who've been working since the shutdown. Shout out to y'all, man. You've been working and getting stimulus checks. Or just going back to work. They already talking about sending a second one. They're already talking about that, man. Call centers are straight dot club with phones. I've seen some of those call centers. I've never worked at one, but I've seen the way it's set up, man. And some of these Insta chicks be working at these call centers, man. Yeah, but Lena, I appreciate the videos, man. And shout out to Abby. She sent me a photo of what's going on over there. But yeah, man. Shout out to y'all getting that stimulus check and working. What y'all think they gonna do with that stimulus check? You got people that been working since the lockout. What y'all think they about to do with their stimulus check, man? Because I think they're gonna get a second one. So I know y'all probably spent the first one on probably stuff off Amazon or whatever y'all like to spend money on. But this second check, y'all might use it to go on vacation since the beaches are opening up, especially in Florida. Florida's opened up most of their beaches. So a lot of people are flying down there to those beaches, man. I know everyone don't get one, Lena. I didn't get one. But if you're making a certain amount of money, you do, because I got family members that's been working kind of on and off since this lockdown, and they got stimulus checks. So they got stimulus checks. So I mean, but the salute to y'all nonetheless, man. Yeah, but go subscribe to Basic Social Politics. I'll see y'all over there. I'm gonna be putting some videos over there just to help grow that channel, because there's some things I want to be able to do with it. But let me just say this about men going your own way and the red pill, right? I told y'all I didn't understand women's fascination with it, but you got to look at it this way. Is it any different than the females' need to be around men a lot? You know, I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that there are women that just, they feel the need to be around men a lot. They like the attention, but they have to understand if people don't want you here, you can't fight that. You can't fight the fact that people don't want you around in their groupings. And you have to understand that. But I see people will still try to, especially a lot of females, they will still try to be a part of it because they want to be the only female in the group. And why would you want to be that? It reminds me of high school, right? You see that one girl walking around with a bunch of dudes, and you know she's screwing at least one of them because she's showing him more favoritism than the others. I know y'all have seen that. I know I'm not the only one that has seen that. And that's like these groupings I'm seeing on YouTube, man. I'm seeing, you know, the chat room slorisms that goes on. Listen, people can do whatever they want to do, man, but you got to understand, man. People are, listen, let me tell y'all, I have gone back and forth as to whether I would do men going your way content because it's desperately needed. It is. But I just haven't had the focus and energy to do it because I've gone in a different direction. But all I want to see is men continue to take the red pill, continue to develop as men and deprogram themselves from what society has made them become, you know? You know? It has made a lot of men weak. It's made a lot of men feel like they have to be an ideal, but they're not that ideal, you know? They are trying to be what they are not. But all you can do is be yourself at the end of the day. That's why I tell y'all. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all being here. All the relevant links are in the description. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links are in the description. Also, the email is there too, as well as video links to all the other videos I've recently done. And yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Y'all have a good rest of your afternoon.